Welcome everyone. In this lecture, we will discuss the next topic, deficiency symptoms of essential elements. In the previous lectures, we discussed what are macro elements, what are micro elements, what are their roles we discussed. Now, what concentrations we need to give it to the plant also we discussed. Macronutrient concentration will be 10 millimoles, right, per kg dry matter. Microelement concentration is less than 10 millimoles per kg dry matter. Now, any macroelement, how much concentration should be there? 10 millimoles per kg dry matter. If it is less than that required amount, then the plant will show deficiency. Microelement concentration, what is that concentration? Less than 10 millimoles per dry matter. If it goes below that, then plant will show deficiency symptoms. Now that is our today's topic, deficiency symptoms of essential elements. In NCERT under 12.2.3, this topic is mentioned. What is that? Deficiency symptoms of essential elements, right? Deficiency symptoms of essential elements. Children, this is our topic, right? Deficiency symptoms of essential elements. Now we know that what is the concentration of macro element. So the concentration of macro elements is, what is that, Amma? 10, or we can tell it is more than 10 millimoles per kg dry weight of plant. The macro element concentration should be more than 10 millimoles per kg dry weight of a plant. If the concentration is more than 10 millimoles per kg dry matter, then that's a macro element, right? In that, what is that optimal concentration? Optimal concentration means the required concentration. For example, if you are taking 10 millimoles per kg is a maximum concentration. It is the it is the optimal concentration, right? Its concentration should be optimal. It is optimal concentration. Now, below this, if we go, there is a concentration. For example, if you go 7 millimoles per kg, 7 millimoles per kg is called as critical concentration. It is called as critical concentration, right? And if the concentration of that element, if it is less than 7 millimoles per kg, then that is called deficient element. Okay, the concentration is deficient, the element is deficient. Now children, try to understand. We are talking about macro elements. What is the concentration of macro elements should be there with the plant? It is 10 millimoles per kg dry matter. If it is 10 millimoles per kg dry matter, that is the required amount, right? So then take that as optimal concentration, favorable concentration, good concentration. Now 10, if it is the optimal concentration, below that if you go also, means from 10 to 7 if you go also, it's okay. It's okay. Okay. So then 7 millimole per kg, plant will not show any deficiency symptoms. It will try to manage it. Somehow it will try to manage it. So then that concentration is called critical concentration. And if you are going below the critical concentration, then the plant will show deficiency symptoms. Understood, children? Understood? Is it clear? Is it clear? Okay. So for example, if you are writing an exam for 100 marks, like 60 marks or 70 marks if you are getting, then we consider distinction. Above 70 we consider distinction. It's very good, optimal conditions. And if that is like that, and if you are getting 35, yeah, you are passed, right? If you are getting 35 out of 100, it is pass. Now if you are getting at 35 also, it's okay, you can promote to a next class. Now if it is below 35, for 100 if the marks are below 35, then fail, right? Then person has to stay back in the same course, right? In the same manner, when will the plant show deficiency concentration? When will the plant show deficiency symptom? If the concentration of that element, if it is lesser than the critical concentration, if it is less than 7 millimoles per kg, then it will show deficiency. I think you understood, right? So with these examples, with these concentrations, I tried to explain what is optimal concentration, what is critical concentration, what is deficient concentration. Whenever we supply whenever the supply of essential elements becomes limited, whenever we need to supply essential element, if you are not supplying essential element, what happens to the plant growth? Plant growth gets retarded, right? Let us write down. Whenever the supply of essential element, if we are not supplying the essential element, whenever the supply of essential element is limited, right? If we are not giving, if the concentration decreased, then what happens to the plant growth? Then we can tell the plant growth is retarded, decreased, right? We tell the plant growth is retarded, means concentration of essential element below which the plant growth is retarded is called critical concentration. Now, the concentration of an essential element below 7 millimolars, the plant growth is retarded. So, that concentration is called critical concentration. Let us try to write down concentration of essential element. Concentration of essential element below which the plant growth is retarded, below which the plant growth is retarded, is decreased, is called, what is that concentration called? Critical concentration. What is that concentration called, children? It is called critical concentration. Now, the minimum concentration which is required for growth is critical concentration. Now, below the critical concentration, if you are taking below 7, if you are taking like 6, 5, 4, if you are taking, then the plant growth is retarded, right? So, elements are said to be deficient when they are present below the critical concentration. Element is deficient. When do you call element is deficient? When the concentration is below critical concentration. So, let me write on that point also. Elements are said to be deficient. Elements are said to be deficient below their critical concentrations. If the concentration is below 7, then we are telling it is deficient element. Then we are telling it is deficient element, right? When they are present below the critical concentrations. Understood, children? Yes. Now, what are we trying to understand? We are trying to understand what is optimal concentration of an element, what is critical concentration of an element, what is deficient concentration of an element. Optimal concentration means the plant will grow nicely. Critical concentration means it is managing. And deficient concentration means below the critical concentration, it's called deficient concentration. For example, if I'm getting cold, then what are the symptoms do I show? Watery eyes, right? Sore throat will be there, watery eyes will be there, body ache will be there, running nose starts coming. So, all these are the symptoms of cold, no ma? All these are the symptoms of cold. In the same manner, plant also, what are the morphological structures of plant? Root, stem, leaf, all these are morphological structures. Plant also starts exhibiting deficiencies. Plant cannot speak, but it can show like this element is deficient, so that's why my root growth got retarded. My stem growth got stopped. My leaf growth got stopped. So that means each element has its own structural and functional role. Each element has its own structural and functional role. Nitrogen, what is the role of nitrogen? Helps in the overall growth of the plant. If you don't give nitrogen, plant growth is retarded. So means each element has its own structural and functional role. Let me write down. Each element has its own structural and functional role. Each element has its own role, and in the absence, it shows certain morphological changes. Changes in the root, changes in the stem growth, changes in the leaf growth. And in its absence, plant shows certain morphological changes. What do you mean by morphological changes? Appearance changes, physical appearance changes. These morphological changes are nothing but deficiency symptoms. Root growth is retarded, stem growth is retarded, leaf size is retarded, photosynthesis retarded, leaf color got changed, plant is about to die. All these are morphological changes, and these morphological changes are nothing but deficiency symptoms what plant will show in the absence of that element. Okay, so we can tell these morphological changes. These morphological changes are called, what are the morphological changes called? Deficiency symptoms. They are called deficiency symptoms. Children, understood? I think we are clear. Our topic is, let us see what we wrote on the board. Then you will take a screenshot. Then we will continue. Our topic is deficiency symptoms of essential elements. Now I took for example macro element. The concentration of macro element in the plant is 10 millimoles per kg dry matter. More than 10 millimoles per kg dry matter. Now that 10 millimoles per kg dry matter is a favorable concentration, optimal concentration. Happily the plant will grow if you give the concentration 10 millimoles per kg. Now next one, right? Like I gave 2 chocolates for you, you will be happy. Now I gave only 1 chocolate, I plucked off 1 chocolate, I took off 1 chocolate. Then what happens? Then also you will be okay. 1 chocolate is still there for you to eat, you will be okay. So like that, if the concentration from 10 millimoles got decreased to 7 millimoles, then it is called critical concentration. I took off the other chocolate also from you. Now you are not having any chocolate, right? If it is a small child, they start crying like, Mama, you took both of my chocolates. Now what should I eat? Isn't it? In the same manner, if the concentration goes below the critical concentration, then the plant starts showing morphological changes. Root growth gets retarded, stem growth gets retarded, leaf size, leaf color, leaf shape, everything gets retarded, right? So that is our today's topic. Whenever the supply of essential element is reduced, is limited, then the plant growth is retarded, means reduced. Essential element concentration decreased, plant growth decreased. Now the concentration of the element below which the plant growth is retarded is called critical concentration. The concentration below which the plant will not grow is called critical concentration. And what will plant, how do plant tells that the concentration is below critical concentration? It shows morphological changes. All these morphological changes are called as deficiency symptoms. Take a screenshot. We will continue. Right, children. Now plant is showing some deficiency symptoms like the green colored leaf changed yellow, the size of the leaf got decreased. Like these are the changes what it is showing. Okay, you understood. Okay, that means I did not, means this element is less in the soil. You understood? You brought that mineral, you add it to the soil. That means if the element is supplied, plant is showing morphological changes, deficiency symptoms. And if element is provided to the plant, then the deficiency disappears. Now the child is crying because we took off the chocolates from the child. Give back the chocolates to the child will stop crying, isn't it? In the same manner, if element is provided, then deficiency symptoms also disappear, right? Let me write down. If the element is provided, then the deficiency disappears, right? deficiency will go off. The child will stop crying. So if the element is provided, that element is deficient, you provided that element, then the deficiency will disappear. So but still you understood the plant is having this deficiency. You need to buy and you need to add fertilizer to the soil. If you did not add, plant growth already retarded. What it will do? It will wait for some more time, and if the deprivation continues, plant may even die. Plant may even die. So if you are not supplying that deficient element, it might lead to the death of the plant also. Okay. If deprivation continues, means if the deficiency continues, it might even lead to the death of the plant. It might even lead to the death of plant. Plant can even die if you don't supply the deficiency, if you don't give back that element. Understood, children? Now, which part of the plant gets affected, shows the deficiency symptoms, depends upon its motility. Root is affected, stem is affected, leaf is affected, older leaves are affected, younger leaves are affected. Now, the part of the plant which shows deficiency depends on its motility. Let us write down part of the plant which shows deficiency. It depends on the motility of the plant, depends on the motility of the element. Now, if you remember, in one of the classes we discussed that elements are mobile, elements are immobile. Mobile elements means they can move from one place to another place. When leaves are turning yellow, it is senescence, old age, the leaf is about to drop. So what the leaf will do? It will send off all the motile elements, mobile elements from the older parts to the younger parts. Then after giving every element to the younger parts of the plant, then that leaf will fall down. So who can do that? Who can do that? Who can move off the elements from the older part to the younger parts and then it will fall down? If it's a mobile element. Now the other case, it's an immobile element. It cannot move. If it's an immobile element, now it will be there with the older parts only. It will be there with the older parts only. Understood, Amma? So that is the point. The part of the plant which shows deficiency depends on whether it is mobile or immobile. So if it is mobile element, how does it shows deficiency? And if it is an immobile element, how does it shows deficiency? So mobile elements, they move off from the older parts to the younger parts, no? So mobile elements will show the deficiency symptoms first on the older parts only. Where will the mobile element deficiency symptoms appear? On the older leaves, older stem, older trunk, like that. So for mobile elements, so we can write down deficiency symptoms. Deficiency symptoms first appear in the older leaves. Deficiency will appear in the older leaves first. Then it is a mobile element. Whereas in immobile element, deficiency appears in the young tissue only. Here deficiency will appear in the older, means there the deficiency appears in the younger tissue itself. Immobile element where it shows the deficiency. So we can write the deficiency symptoms first appear in the younger tissues. In the younger tissues. Now let us see what are the examples of mobile elements and immobile elements. Calcium, which is present in cell wall and middle lamellum, can it move? Can you move the wall of the room? We can't, right? It is immobile. But if it is chair or it is pen or it's anything, we can move it. So like that, calcium which is present in the cell wall, it can't move. Sulfur which is present in a protein, it can't move. Amma, examples for immobile elements are calcium and sulfur. And rest all 15 elements. Out of 17 elements, 2 elements you told they are immobile elements. So the remaining the remaining 15 essential elements are mobile. Essential elements are mobile. They move off from the older parts and they go to the younger parts. So that is why the deficiency symptoms will first appear with the older parts only. 15 elements. If you want, we can write down C, H, O, right? M, P, N, then S, K, then I, B, M. S we should not write, sulfur came there. Okay, so IBM, then next one Z, N, all these are the elements, right? So carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, magnesium, molybdenum, manganese, phosphorus, nitrogen, potassium, zinc, nickel, iron, boron, all these are examples of mobile elements. They can move from the older parts and move to the younger parts. Understood, children? Any doubts? Take a screenshot. Then we will discuss some deficiency symptoms. What did we discuss here? We were discussing, okay, you understood that element is deficient, and if you provide that element, then the symptom also will disappear. So you understood that element is deficient, but still you are not providing. 1 month, 1 year you are not providing. It might lead to the death of the plant. Okay. Now, which part gets affected depends upon whether the element is mobile or immobile. In mobile elements, deficiency symptoms first appear in the older parts, senescent parts. In immobile elements, deficiency symptoms first appear in the younger tissues. Example is calcium and sulfur. The remaining 15 are examples of mobile elements. Take a screenshot. Yeah. Now we will see some deficiency disorders. In NCERT, in one para, they have mentioned 4 deficiency disorders that we will discuss first. Now, the 4 diseases, deficiency symptoms, what they have showed is chlorosis, necrosis, inhibition of cell division, and delay in flowering. Let us write down what is the first one they told. Chlorosis. Second deficiency, necrosis. Third deficiency, inhibition of cell division. Fourth deficiency, fourth one we can tell, delay in flowering. Amma, in NCERT, they have shown 4 deficiencies. One is chlorosis, second one is necrosis, third one is inhibition of cell division, fourth one is delay in flowering. Okay, let us see. What is chlorosis? What is chlorophyll? Pigment. Because of that pigment, the plant will be green in color. Chlorosis. Loss of chlorophyll, lack of chlorophyll, then the plant becomes yellow. That is called chlorosis. What is chlorosis? Chlorosis is loss of chlorophyll pigment. Because pigment is lost, the plant and the leaves, particularly the leaves, appear yellow. So the leaves turn yellow, they change their color. That is chlorosis. Understood, children? What is chlorosis? Loss of green color, yellowing of the leaves is called as chlorosis. Now, what elements deficiency will make the green color to become yellow color? What deficiency, which elements deficiency will make the plant to become yellow color instead of green color? You know, there are 8 elements. How many elements are there which cause chlorosis? 8 elements are there. I made a code. We will remember it with the code. Now, the code for chlorosis is M cube CIS. So, we can remember it as M cube CIS and Z N. 8, no? 3 M's are here. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Right? So, 8 element deficiency will cause chlorosis. What are that? Tell me. M stands for magnesium. Second M stands for manganese. Third M stands for molybdenum. C stands for calcium. I stands for iron. S stands for sulfur. Zn stands for zinc. N stands for nitrogen. Count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 elements deficiency will cause chlorosis. See, only magnesium deficiency, also chlorosis. Manganese only deficiency, also chlorosis. 6 elements will cause the same symptom. 6 elements will cause the same symptom. What is that? Chlorosis. What is chlorosis? Loss of pigment, loss of green color. If green color is not there, can the plant do photosynthesis? It cannot do photosynthesis. If it cannot do photosynthesis, can it prepare its food? If it cannot prepare its food, can it grow? No. Okay, understood. Now let's go to the second one. What is necrosis? Necrosis, necritic, death. Actually, plant, if you see, soft, tender and bendable, flexible, it will be there. Now if it is a fiber which is a dead one, it will be hard, brittle, it will break. Necrosis means losing the elasticity and finally leading to the death of the tissue. What is necrosis? Loss of elasticity and leading to death of the tissue. Leading to death of the tissue is called necrosis. 4 elements deficiency will cause necrosis. 4 elements deficiency will cause necrosis. What are the 4? Again, I made a code C square Km. What is the code here? The code is C square K and M. C will not be carbon because we told that carbon, hydrogen, oxygen plant will never show deficiency. Till we are there, till we release carbon dioxide, plant can get sufficient carbon dioxide. So carbon is not deficient. Then what are those C's? Tell me. So one C will be calcium and other C will be copper. So 2 C's, C square. K for potassium, Mg for magnesium. K for potassium, Mg for magnesium. Calcium, copper, potassium, magnesium deficiency will cause the death of the tissue. Will cause the death of the tissue. The third one is inhibition of cell division. Cells, if they divide, then only the plant can grow. If the cell division is stopped, plant growth is retarded. Okay, so what is inhibition of cell division? Retardation of plant growth. Inhibition of cell division means it is retardation of plant growth. Now, what elements deficiency will cause inhibition of plant growth? Again, I made a code. It is MONKS. What is the code? MONKS. MONKS. So, molybdenum, nitrogen, potassium, sulfur. So, 1, 2, 3, 4 elements will cause inhibition of cell division. What are those 4 elements? Come on, tell me. MO for molybdenum, N for nitrogen, K for potassium, S for sulfur. These 4 elements deficiency will cause retardation, inhibition of cell division. Delay of flowering. If the plant flowers, then only it will give fruit, then only it will give seed. When you sow the seed, then only you will get the next generation. Delay in flowering, it's not able to produce next generation. Which elements deficiency will cause delay in flowering? Delay in flowering means reproductive ability is reduced. Reproductive ability is reduced if the flower is delayed. Now, what elements deficiency will cause delay in flowering means MONS. What is that? MONS. 1, 2, 3. 3 elements deficiency will cause delay in flowering. What are the 3 elements? One is molybdenum. The other one is nitrogen. The third one is sulfur. MONS deficiency causes delay in flowering. Children, is it easy to remember? Now, there are 4 deficiencies only what they gave in NCERT. The first deficiency symptom, loss of chlorophyll pigment, is called chlorosis. Second one, death of the tissue, it's called necrosis. Third one, delay in flowering, and fourth one, inhibition of cell division. I told for chlorosis, 8 elements deficiency will cause chlorosis. We made a code like M cube, CIS, ZN, M cube, cis and ZN, right? Now, for necrosis, 4 elements, C square Km. Now, for inhibition of cell division, our code is MONKS. For delay in flowering, our code is MONS. That's it. Take a screenshot. We will continue. Or else let us write down here itself. The next point is deficiency of one element. Right? Deficiency of one element cause multiple symptoms. Deficiency of one element will cause multiple symptoms. We can see with this. Now come on. Nitrogen deficiency will cause delay in flowering also. Nitrogen deficiency will cause inhibition in cell division also. Nitrogen deficiency will cause chlorosis also. Let us take an example. Nitrogen deficiency causes, N is there, chlorosis. In necrosis, N is not there, but inhibition of cell division, N is there. Nitrogen deficiency causes chlorosis, it causes inhibition of cell division, it causes delay in flowering. Children, understood? One element deficiency cause more than one symptom. Can cause more than one symptom. In the same manner, same symptom is caused by more than one element. One important point. Another important point is same symptom is caused by more than one element. What are symptoms? Chlorosis is caused by how many elements? 8. Necrosis is caused by how many elements? 4. Inhibition of cell division, 4. Delay in flowering, 3. So, one symptom is caused by more than one element. Yes, correct. And one deficiency of one element causes multiple symptoms. Nitrogen caused this also, it caused this also, it caused this also. So, defining which element's deficiency, it is difficult, no? Because you cannot tell like chlorosis means it's because of magnesium. It can be because of molybdenum also, it can be because of manganese also. So, defining the deficiency is difficult. Deciding the deficient element is difficult. How will you prove that nitrogen is deficient? Means you need to check nitrogen should cause this also, nitrogen should cause this also, nitrogen should cause this also. If it is causing this symptoms, yeah, then it is the deficiency of nitrogen. Understood, children? So we need to study all the deficiencies and we need to compare with the standard tables, then come to a conclusion and tell like it is deficiency of so and so element. Understood, Amma? What did we discuss in today's class? We were talking about deficiency symptoms of essential elements. In that, we tried to understand what is optimal concentration, what is critical concentration, what is deficient concentration. And then we were discussing that the plant will show symptoms. Like if I am getting cold, I will have some symptoms. The plant will show morphological changes, symptoms. And looking at the symptom, we can tell it is this element deficiency. If you provide, plant will come back. If you don't provide, if the deprivation continues, plant can even die. Which part gets affected depends upon whether it's a mobile element or immobile element. 15 essential elements are mobile elements, only 2 are immobile elements, calcium and sulfur. Then we came with the 4 important symptoms: chlorosis, necrosis, inhibition of cell division, delay in flowering. And we discussed that one element will cause many symptoms. One symptom is caused by many elements. Our conclusion is deciding the which element deficiency is not that easy. We have to study all the disorders, compare with the table, come to a conclusion. Right, Amma? So, in the next lecture, we will discuss some other deficiency disorders which are not there in NCERT, but then they are asked. Many a times they are asked. We will discuss that and then we will get into toxicity. If the content is informative, like, share, subscribe to my channel. Thank you.